Hey, Shalom, Israel. I want to start off so by giving all praise to Yahweh, Shem Shaba, Shem Wadash. Double honors to the apostles of GMS and honors to brothers doing the work in truth, with sincerity. I came across this, which call it in Tobit 4, last night. I was doing some reading, and I thought it'd be, some, good, quick little videos. It says, no further ado, this is Tobit 4 and 7. It says, give alms of thy substance, right? It says, and when thou givest alms, let not thine eye be envious, neither turn thy face from any poor, and the face of the Most High shall not be turned away from thee. All right, so hey, if you can, give alms, right? If you can, right? It says neither turn thy face from any poor, right? And you hear the stories that the apostles told. About how in the old school you had guys who had money, but then you had, I forgot which apostles it were. I think it may have been Apostle. No, I won't say who I think it is. I don't remember off the top of my head properly, right? But one of the stories they told us about how they had to share a sandwich, man, right? Yep, there are people in money, and with this thing of ours now, the amount of brothers there are, there really shouldn't be anyone lacking, right? Because we're all one body. All right, let me get that. All right, this is is that the one I want? Let me get Romans 12 and 4 more succinct. All right, this is Romans 12 and 4 says, for as we have many members in one body, and all members have not the same office, so we being many are one body in Yahushai, and everyone members are one of another, right? Because basically what it's saying is, just as your body, the body, you have fingers, you have arms, you have a tongue, you have a brain, you have a heart, you have a toe, right? All these, they fulfill different jobs in the body, but the end game is to have a functioning body, right? I like to always talk about the toes, how, without your toes, you can't balance. But, you thinking about your toes as, whatever, what have you. But they are actually very important, right? So no matter what role you fulfill, right, you got to fulfill that role to the best of your ability. But one of those roles is we're all one body. So if a brother's lacking, you do your best to help, right? It ain't right that some brothers can have which call it extra, right, when other brothers don't have anything, right? When it's the Most High that's giving you your substance, right? Let me get that real quick. It says 1 Samuel 2 and 7. It says the Lord maketh poor and maketh rich; he bringeth low and lifteth up. Right, so it's the Lord that actually gives riches, and it's the Lord that takes them away. Right. Oh, let me get that. All of a sudden, man rich, I believe. So I've just found this scripture. It says Sirach 11 and 21. It says, marvel not at the works of sinners, but trust in the Lord and abide in thy labor, for it is an easy thing in the sight of of the Lord on the sudden to make a poor man rich, right? And that's the truth. So it's the Lord that gives you the increase. So it ain't right that you have people that have an increase, right, whereas you have others that will have nothing. That the Lord put you in that position so you can help, right? Which is the point, because like I said, this is a body. Right, it says back in Tobit 4, now verse 8, it says, if thou hast abundance, give alms accordingly. Right, yeah. Right, so for instance, you first come into this truth, you think, oh no, I can't have this, I can't have that. Look, hey, I remember one of the brothers made this point. Hey man, nothing wrong with owning a BMW if you're giving BMW tithes, right? Giving BMW tithes, giving BMW arms, that there's nothing wrong with that, as long as you ain't not as long as you're fulfilling your roles, your spiritual role, right? The Lord didn't give you all that money so you can just, flash. The Lord gave you so that, you can help, because you notice you have cancer. Some brothers have got it better than others, right? Just like how some brothers are spiritually richer than others, right? But we all help each other out, with the with the gifts that we've been given, right? It says, if thou have but a little, be not afraid to give according to that little, right? Apostles always say, man, look, man, if you have it, send your tithes. But if you don't have it, then it is what it is, right? Because you end up, verse 9 says, for thou layest up a good treasure for thyself against the day of necessity, because thy arms do deliver from death, and suffereth not to come in to the darkness, right? And where is that? This is 1 Peter 4:8. This is a precept of that, which you mean, and that was, in fact, I'll read the last verse. I'll read 9 to 11 again. For thou layest up a good treasure for thyself against the day of necessity, right? And that's if you're doing it, honestly, right? It says, because thy arms do deliver from death, and suffereth not to come into darkness. For alms is a good gift unto all that give it in the sight of the Most High, right? So if you're doing it, in sincerity, then it's a blessing unto you anyway, right? And I'm gonna get a couple scriptures on that, and I'm gonna close up. This is 1 Peter 4:8. Says, and above all things have fervent charity among yourselves, for charity shall cover the multitude of sins, right? Scriptures talk about in Romans 3:23. It's one of my favorite. It says, for all have sinned, Romans 3:23, for all have sinned and come short of the glory of the Most High. Right, so we're all guilty. We're all wicked. Hey, before I was in this truth, I was a Christian, i.e. an idolater, right? That was a sin, right? So we've all sinned and we've all come short, right? But it says here that charity shall cover a multitude of sins, right? And you can have charity in many ways, right? You can some brothers, man, you see them, certain brother always pops up whenever I give this account, right? You have some brothers that you see them, man, you might be feeling low, and that brother will raise your spirit, man, right? So we all have gifts, but charity shall cover a multitude of sins, right? And another thing, because it's saying giving alms, right? But you have people go, I gave to the poor, I gave to this, which, if the spirit compels you, right? If there's a homeless guy and the spirit compels you, it is what it is, right? But you gotta know of it. Just giving money to a crack fiend or not, right? But it's Sirach 12:1 says, when thou wilt do good, know to whom thou doest it, so shall thou be thanked for thy benefits, right? And that's basically the point, man. So more time you'll be doing good to your brothers, but like I said, you will have the occasion where you'll feel to do. I remember live stream the apostles did a couple of weeks back. Which basically gave Geezer some money, or offered, I forgot, but he gave or offered some Geezer some money. I think he was walking barefoot in the cold or something. So yo, man, get some socks or something, right? Because that was an instance where they felt compelled, right? But whether that's to everyone, that's that's on you, that's on your spirit. But the point is, Sirach 12:1, when thou will do good, know to whom thou doest that, give to the brethren, right? Give to the brothers, right? Because they ain't gonna be going to spend it on no cocaine or no this, that, and the other, right? But so Lord's will you edify. That was just Tobit 4:7 to 11, just on giving alms. So till the next time, I'll say shalom.